It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to educating, entertaining, and discussion of firearms, legislation, and your Second Amendment rights. Presented in part by the Illinois State Rifle Association, Illinois Gun Works, Safer USA, and Chuck's Gun Shop. Here's your host, firearm instructor, educator, and enthusiastic Second Amendment proponent, David Lombardo.
And welcome to On Target Radio, Chicago's voice for the Second Amendment. And we are here for our second week in a row. Tim, we're still alive. Tim is kind of rooting around the studio looking for headphones. It's really good to be prepared when you go on the air. We are very professional.
But we have video.
There we go. We have video. I'm David Lombardo, the guy who supposedly knows what is going on, and Tim is my co-host sitting across the council from me. We'll be here every Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. talking about shooting sports, personal protection, hunting, and all things Second Amendment. And you'll have an opportunity to call in. You can either call in or you can go to our Facebook page On Target Radio. Please friend us, and you can write questions there, and we'll be happy to answer them on the show. Now, speaking of guests, for the second week in a row, Tim.
Yes.
Second week in a row, we're going to invite Chicago's Mayor Rahm Emanuel. We would like the mayor to come on our show. Well, you're smiling. We would like Chicago's mayor to come on. We respect the mayor. We respect the office of the mayor of the city of Chicago. We're not going to, hoodwink you. We have a difference of opinion on the right to keep and bear arms, and we would like to have an intelligent discussion with the mayor of the city of Chicago. Do you think he's listening tonight?
I bet he is.
I think he is.
This is our second week. I'm sure he's heard of us by now.
I'm sure the word is out. I do. And, Mayor, if you're there, we're serious. 2 weeks in a row. And, by the way, we're going to invite you every week until we either go off the air or you come on the show. So just so you know that. But
I have a T-shirt. I have my Rahm T-shirt. I was going to wear it tonight.
I don't even want to go down that road. Okay, we're going to let that. I didn't see you much this week. This has been not a good week for me. And I've really been looking forward to tonight because, my dog died on Monday, which was really traumatic. And
we're sorry about that.
Some very good friends of mine, Pat and Nancy, their dog just died, who they'd had for many, many years. And I backed into a fire hydrant and kind of did a little damage to the car. And today,
flat tire on the way.
Going to the seminar. We're going to teach a seminar. We get a flat tire. And then coming into the build, I know I'm not like a big star of radio, but we come to the building, second show, my fob is deactivated. I can't get in the building. My code doesn't work. They let Tim in.
Well, I figured they just discovered who the star of the show was already.
Furface gets through the door, and I can't get in the building. So I don't know. That's how the week has gone. So I've really been looking forward to this. So tonight we're talking about action shooting sports. And in the studio we have three guests. Eric Callis, who I know. Actually, I know all of you. But Eric Callis is the director of technology at a suburban school district. I notice you don't say which one, but that's fine. And has been shooting USPSA IPSC for 13 years. National Range Officer Institute and NRA Certified Range Safety Officer, a member of the Practical Rifle Team at ASC. And the real reason we have Eric here is he's going to talk about zombie shooting.
They're coming, Dave.
They're coming, yeah. So we're going to get into that. And then we have T.D. Rowe and Bill Zeller with Excel Training Group. And I just have to say that I really am glad that they agreed to come on. T.D. Rowe, I'll read the credentials, but that's not the big thing. NRA Certified Pistol Instructor, IDPA Certified Safety Officer, ranked A class in the Limited Division of the United States Practical Shooting Association. She's a Chicago area resident, very enviable record, blah, yada, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. Go on YouTube, watch the woman shoot. Have you seen her shoot?
I have. I'm the one who told you to call her to be in here today.
See, it's bizarre. I mean, it's like she's a shooting machine. So we're going to talk to her and her partner. Partner, is that fair?
That is correct.
Bill Zeller, who has been around this for a long time, is an NRA certified pistol instructor and a certified range officer, an IDPA certified safety officer, and USPSA program director, an IDPA master director, and I-Corps Central States director. Here's the thing. Nobody knows what the heck they're talking about. So the first thing that I actually want to talk about is, and maybe Bill is a good person to start this conversation off, other than aviation, which is my background, this thing has more acronyms than anything I know of. What are these things?
The action pistol sports in general
are differentiated to me by movement and a variety of targets, frequently cardboard silhouettes, so I tend to call them the cardboard sports. USPSA is the American branch of the International Practical Shooting Confederation, IPSC, which you could say was founded by Jeff Cooper and his buddies back in California. As an answer to the old PPC semi-action pistol, so movement was the first defining factor. So now we have USPSA, and then IDPA is an offshoot of that is intended to be more practical, where USPSA was supposed to be. IDPA is perhaps a bit more practical. And then ICOR, revolver shooting, and there are other similar disciplines. So break them all down, it means you're running and gunning.
Running and gunning, which is easy to remember. Running and gunning.
And it's the most fun you can have with a gun.
Amen.
Amen. We have a believer in the group here. You're listening to On Target Radio. I'm David Lombardo, and our guests are Eric Callis, T.D. Rowe, and Bill Zeller. T.D., tell me about your company. What does Excel Training Group do?
We are a firearms instruction company. We specialize in intro classes. We do women's introduction to handguns, co-ed introduction to handguns. We do action pistol preparation, sports, holster classes. We have Tuesday night action pistol leagues. One is an IDPA match, the USPSA match. Bill mentioned the action pistol. And then we have a skills and drills. So anybody who is proficient with their holster can come, and we basically give them a workout on a timer.
And where are we doing this?
We do the action pistol at Article 2 Range in Lombard. And we do all our intro classes there, and we teach at Gat Guns and Dundee as well.
Cool. Very good.
And some private clubs, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Eric, we're at Aurora Sportsman's Club. We have IDPA.
We do.
What all do we have?
We've got IDPA. We do practical rifle. The third Saturday of every month. We're doing about 60 shooters a month these days. We have pistol skill drills twice a month. Once on a Thursday. I think it's the third Thursday of the month in the evenings, and also on a Saturday. All that stuff is scheduled out on the Aurora Sportsman Club calendar, www.aurorasc.org. You can go check out our calendar there.
Okay, good. Let's just talk a little bit. Really, TD, you are kind of like a shooting machine. I like watching the videos. It's because you're very efficient. You're just very good.
Well,
at
it
moving.
takes a lot of practice.
Well, and that's the question. I mean, all three of you shoot competitive action stuff. How much time do you spend practicing?
Well, leading up to a major match, I definitely handle the gun every day. So I'll dry fire every day. Today I dry fired, and then I went to the range and shot about 150 rounds because I'm planning on going to the Handgun Nationals in 2 weeks in Las Vegas, and I need to be prepared. Other than that, I would say at least every other day. So the gun handling is really the preparation for the live fire. The better gun handler you are, the better shooter you can be. It just makes it look effortless, that you don't have to think about the skills. How am I going to get the gun out of the holster? How am I going to manipulate this doorway or this port or go prone? I just have to look at the stage in front of me and decide how am I going to do it, number one, safely, and then effectively, quickly, and get my hits.
When we teach, and we just said it today in the seminar, we do this home protection and concealed carry seminar. Mm-hmm. And I always tell students that shooting a firearm is muscle memory. If you have to think about shooting, you don't shoot enough.
It's a hand-eye skill.
Exactly.
It definitely is.
It's like driving a car, flying an airplane. There can be no thought process to the mechanics because the brain has to be free to contemplate what you're going to do.
And it's also a perishable skill. So if you don't practice it and you can say, well, I've been shooting for 20 years, if you're not applying that skill, you're not there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, how much do you still shoot competitively? How much?
Yeah, hardly anybody notices. But
He's good.
I shoot pretty much every week, every Sunday, if I possibly can. Since I put on so many matches now, the opportunity to shoot is not always there. Last week at North Porter County Conservation Club in Chesterton, we had approximately 18 new shooters in a 56-person match, and shepherding them through the day took all my time, and I only shot 3 stages.
You're listening to On Target Radio. We're taking calls, 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. Call, or go ahead on Facebook, On Target Radio, ask us a question, we'll answer it. Eric, You're shooting a lot. How much do you practice?
I'm probably practicing 3 times a week right now, but when I was doing the USPSA competitions real heavy, I was shooting probably 800 to 1,000 rounds a week pretty regularly. 2 to 3 days on the range, and then dry firing. I don't practice nearly that much anymore. Kids seem to get in the way of that stuff. But I'm also very active in putting on matches, like you said, and that tends to really diminish your desire to shoot the match. You're tired. It's the end of the day, and now it's your turn, and you know you're not going to really have your best performance anyway. So you kind of have to decide if you're going to be a real serious shooter or if you're going to try to be kind of more on the administrative end and just be willing to live with some of that stuff. But one of the things I do want to kind of reiterate that was said was new shooters are always welcome. 60 new shooters, 20 new shooters coming out. We want to have you.
We're always there to mentor you.
We certainly want to promote all the sports on this show. It's a big thing to us. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes, and we'll more on action shooting.
The latest traffic every 15 minutes from the PropertyTax.com Traffic Center.
Good evening, I'm Laura Vaughn, and here's your traffic. Edens Expressway running 19 minutes between Lake Cook and the Kennedy Junction. Kennedy 20 in and out of downtown from O'Hare, 10 back and forth to the junction. Ike 29 between Thorndale and downtown. Stevenson 34 minutes back and forth between 355 and Lakeshore Drive. And the Dan Ryan 15 minutes in and out of downtown from 95th Street. And that's as fast as they go. Some troubles on the Tri-State Tollway southbound. Slow through some overnight roadwork that's set up from River Road to the Bensonville Bridge in the 2 right lanes, and then again from Irving Park to Cermak in the 2 right lanes. Total is a 17-minute delay. No complaints on the Ford, Lakeshore Drive, I-57, I-80, and the Illinois tollways. All good in northwest Indiana. Clear tonight, low 45, possible frost though. It's 54 degrees. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 WIND.
Is there an app where I could find President Obama?
The Steve Cochran Show.
Maybe it's on the new iPhone 5. Because I'm looking for the president because as far as I'm concerned, there's some important stuff going on in the world. We've got an American embassy in Pakistan under siege. Yeah, we're still sending money to them. In Iran, we've got people in the streets chanting death to America. Protests in Afghanistan. I need an app to find the president. The president of the United States.
Steve Cochran, weekdays at 5, right after Michael Medved on AM 560 WIND.
Attention firearm owners or those considering exercising your Second Amendment rights. I want to tell you about Illinois Gun Works. From void services and new firearm purchases to gunsmith services and an indoor shooting range, Don and his staff will assist you without attitude or pressure. Need training? Illinois Gun Works' popular Illinois Responsible Firearm Owners class teaches you the regulations to legally defend yourself, own, and transport your firearm. There's a required class for a Chicago firearm permit and popular new shooter familiarization class, including one for women. Now, I took this class and urge you to reserve your spot fast for this fun class. Illinois Gun Works offers a wide selection of training and certification classes, from security work to those just considering ownership, even special group classes. Illinois Gun Works, Chicagoland's full-service firearm headquarters, is located on Grand Avenue, just a block west of Harlem in Elmwood Park. Call 708-452-0040 or visit IllinoisGunWorks.com. That's 708-452-0040.
Have you ever ordered something off the internet or from a catalog only to receive the package and think, this can't be what I ordered, it's horrible? At Tasty Catering, we know how delicate ordering blindly can be, especially when it comes to choosing your food. And when you're hiring a caterer for a business function or event, there's so much more pressure to pick just the right menu from just the right company. You don't have to rely solely on menu pictures to make your decision anymore. Not only do Tasty Catering sales representatives walk you through our menus and answer all your questions, we also invite clients for lunch to meet the people that will cook and deliver your food. Plus, you can get a taste of what you want to order when you have lunch with us at our place. Whoever said there's no such thing as a free lunch clearly never ordered from Tasty Catering. Call 847-593-2000, 847-593-2000. Go to tastycatering.com for more information on how we can help you with your next business function or event, and how you can score a lunchtime invitation to try before you buy. tastycatering.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560 WIND with David Lombardo. Here's David with more interesting conversation on firearms, safety, your Second Amendment rights, and much more. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
And we're back on Target Radio. I'm David Lombardo, your host, and your co-host, Tim Dalan, is sitting right across from me.
Right across from you.
Absolutely. And the Illinois State Rifle Association, who we will have Don Moran on in the next segment, who will give you an update on what's going on with the Illinois State Rifle Association. The ISRA sponsors Tim's Tip of the Week.
Yes, they do. This is your Tip of the Week, sponsored by the Illinois State Rifle Association. What's the first thing you should think of before going hunting or taking a trip to the local range? Your range bag? Your gun? Your ammo? No, the first thing on anyone's mind before they ever get the gun out of the gun safe should be firearm safety. There are many rules that apply, but the three most important, as written by the NRA, are, number one, the primary or golden rule of firearm safety: always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. A safe direction means that the gun is pointed so that even if it were to go off, it would not cause injury or damage. Of course, common sense dictates that the safest direction depends on where you are or the circumstances that you're in. Number two, always keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot. When holding a gun, always hold your finger outside of the trigger guard alongside the gun. Until you're ready to actually fire, do not touch the trigger. And number three, always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use. There's no reason to have ammunition in the gun until you're ready to use it. Of course, this could fall under several scenarios depending on what you're going to use the firearm for. Ready to use means different things if you're hunting, target shooting, or for home defense. Remember, the first thing you should think about, firearm safety. This has been your Tip of the Week, sponsored by the Illinois State Rifle Association.
Thank you, Tim. Tim's Tip of the Week, brought to you by the Illinois State Rifle Association. And again, Don Moran, president of the ISRA, will be on in the third segment, give you a complete update on the ISRA. We're big supporters of the ISRA here. We are taking calls, 312-642-5600. Please call in if you have any question. Like us on Facebook. We're at On Target Radio. And Tim, we have a new thing. What is it, Tim? Tell them.
We have video online. The link is on our Facebook page. Go to look at one of our last posts on there, and there's a link you could select and see us live in the studio.
For those who want to see old fur face, this is your opportunity. Although I notice your back is to it, so they just see your bald spot. But you know what? I don't want to go down that route.
Well, I've liked you already.
See?
I get no respect. I have a question.
Has anybody told you today that they liked you?
Yeah, that nice, attractive, bubbly, vibrant woman in the seminar did. She liked me.
Oh, that's right. I was very impressed.
I was too. I thought she was talking to somebody else. I couldn't believe it. Got a question. What, you can laugh into the microphone. It's okay. Everybody knows. If you ask Pinker, I haven't had a date in like 4 years. It's ridiculous. What's your gun?
I have many guns. I'm very fortunate to be sponsored by Rich Dettelhauser of Canyon Creek Custom Guns. And he actually builds guns from the ground up on either Springfield frames or Caspian frames for me. And every part is custom made, fit. Of course, anyone would love the gun, but it's really fit for my hands, and they're just beautiful pieces of machinery.
What would you estimate the value of a gun like that at?
My guns are between $3,000 and $4,000.
That's in a high. Yes, I figured out a piece, Bill. Thank you very much for that. I know I may look stupid, but well, I am. But anyway, so speaking of a piece, what's your piece?
I guess I'm still stuck on Colts. I pretty much need a pony on my guns, so I compete in single stack division with a Colt Special Combat Government 45 mostly.
Basically a standard gun?
It's a custom shop gun, but yeah, I worked it over a little bit. After being spoiled by the Canyon Creek guns, touching those, every gun seems like a doorstop compared. But he works on 1911s and XDMs. He's in Streeter, and his work is exceptional. He's a former USPSA Grandmaster.
What's his name?
Richard Dettelhauser, Canyon Creek Custom Guns.
Okay.
I won't even pick up her limited gun. I don't even want to touch it. That thing is so fine. Limited division.
I'd touch it. Yeah.
You just think bullet hole, and there's one bullet hole where you need it.
I guess.
Yeah, it's on automatic. I don't have to do anything to it.
You're just the platform, right? Yeah.
That's right.
I guess I won't brag about my Kimber when we're in such a rarefied atmosphere. Eric, what is your gun?
I've got an SV limited, full dust cover. I shoot in limited also.
Okay, not shabby.
See, this is really disgusting because up until this very moment, I would go, people go, what do you shoot? And I go, a Kimber. And they go, ooh. Now I'm like the weak pony in the room. Tell us what you shoot, Tim.
Well, it depends on what I'm shooting. I shoot at a couple of competitions, not up to the standard of some of the people with us in the studio today. I do a few competitions down at the Illinois State Rifle Association range. There's a Glock handgun competition down there that I shoot in, and I have a Glock model 22 40 caliber that I use for that. I also compete in Springfield League that they have down there, and I have an XDM 40 that I shoot with that, and I shoot bullseye from time to time, and I have a Ruger target model 2245 and a Springfield target 1911 that I shoot with. So.
I have a Red Ryder BB rifle.
So now we know.
Eye out, kid.
Now we know all of Tim's guns. So anybody that needs to borrow something,
you
Tim
mustn't
find it.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to disparage inexpensive guns. I'm actually Class B in USPSA in Revolver Division, and I achieved B with shooting a Webley Mark 6.
Seriously,
absolutely
how old is that?
It's 84 years old now.
Wow.
Not Bill, the gun.
Yeah,
No. Bill obviously was issued original equipment, right?
Yeah. I was thinking he's looking pretty good for that.
Yeah. I have, I'm going to hold this one out. I have a Python, all right? I got a 357 Python, which is a beautiful gun.
I'm glad you qualified that statement.
What?
Oh.
It's got a pony on it. I love it.
I don't understand why I even have him. All I get is grief. So let me ask you a question. I mean, we got people who are going, okay, how do I do this? For an individual who's never done this before, okay, where do you start?
So the best thing to do is to go out to the website of the sponsoring body that is going to host the match and read up on what all their individual rules are. They're all very similar in many aspects, but there are little details that are important. But make sure mostly that you have good serviceable equipment and that your holster meets the specifications for that particular shooting discipline.
But that's equipment, though, Eric. I mean, that's for a person who shoots but has never shot competitively. I mean, that's a big step up.
We offer 2 courses. One is our intermediate handgun and holster, which is basically for anyone who's already proficient with their firearm, and then you're going to learn the holster. So the holster is the most dangerous piece of equipment as far as the action pistol. People get shot more times holstering, reholstering with the figure and the trigger guard and that. So we go over how to effectively, efficiently, and soon quickly get your hits on the target. And then after that, you can come to our skills and drills class, and then we offer a action pistol day camp, which basically we go over all the rules of all the action pistol sports, and then in the afternoon you get to apply the individual skills, like how do I get through a door, how do I shoot through a port, how do I go around a wall.
That's us. This Saturday we're doing the second one at North Porter County in Chesterton, 9 to 5, $80. Club asked us to put it on, so 3 hours of classroom, 5 hours of live fire, micro stages, and everything.
Do you have a website?
Yes, we do, William.
www.xltraininggroup.com, also on Facebook.
Yeah. As I always say when we do our seminars, you can't do this. You can't take a class and then assume you're going to remember this stuff. This is something, I mean, you guys practice a lot because you're shooting competitively. But as you said earlier, it's a perishable skill. You literally have to keep at it all the time.
Well, every match that I've been to, usually the match director makes an announcement. Are there any newer shooters or new shooters? And then those shooters are put on a squad with people that will mentor them through. Because we want to see everybody succeed. So we want juniors, juniors or anyone under 18. We want more females to come into the sport, to feel like they're welcome, to feel like, they can go out on Sunday and compete with anybody else. And then it's basically you're competing against yourself as far as getting through safely when you're a new shooter, watching other shooters, and then think about speed down the road.
And that's it. I always tell people practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Right.
Vince Lombardi. So, yeah, it's a big deal. And when it comes to the thing about having more women shooters, that's a tough nut to crack. And we really do need to reach out. More and more women are getting into the sports. That's a really good thing. I'm glad to see that happening. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. We are going to hear from Don Moran, president of the Illinois State Rifle Association. He's going to call in.
This presidential election, this station is making sure you are registered to vote at VoteTheChange.com. We're giving you a chance to win a trip for two to Los Angeles to visit the Ronald Reagan Library, including a behind-the-scenes VIP tour. We'll also get you into Universal Studios Hollywood, a rental car, 3 nights at the Glendale Hilton, and a VIP lunch with Dennis Prager and Hugh Hewitt. Vote the Change. Win the trip. Now you have no excuse not to register at VoteTheChange.com. From AM 560 WIND.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. The consulate attack that killed our ambassador to Libya and 3 other Americans still raising questions. Fox's Catherine Herridge.
On CNN's State of the Union, the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Rogers says the terrorists seem to know more than the consulate's layout.
There still is some indication that they may have in fact known the ambassador was either there or in the area at the time of the attack. But 9/11 is probably more important to that equation.
Libya ordering militias to disband. Hundreds evacuated in Washington state, but firefighters are making progress on several wildfires.
Grass and brush grows back, timber grows back, houses are rebuilt. The public and firefighters are irreplaceable.
Incident Commander Rex Reed in Wenatchee down 1/3 of a cent. The new national average for gasoline, $3.83 a gallon. Fox News. We report, you decide.
The latest traffic every 15 minutes from the PropertyTax.com Traffic Center.
Good evening, I'm Laura Vaughn, and we are seeing some delays on the southbound tri-state because of overnight road work. The road work is set up from River Road to the Bensonville Bridge and Irving Park to Cermak. It's in the 2 right lanes in both spots, and it's looking like about a 17-minute delay that you'll have to get through southbound on the Tri-State Tollway. Checking in with your expressways, Eden's 19 minutes between Lake Cook and the Kennedy Junction. Kennedy 20 in and out of downtown from O'Hare. 10 back and forth to the junction. Ike 29 minutes between Thorndale and the old post office. Stevenson 34 minutes back and forth between 355 and Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan 15 quick minutes in and out of downtown from 95th Street. No complaints on I-57, the Ford, Lakeshore Drive, or any of your tollways. Clear tonight with a low of 45 and possible frost in the outlying areas. It's 52 degrees. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 WIND.
Chuck's Gun Shop proudly serves Riverdale and the surrounding communities. Conveniently located near the 142nd Street exit of the Bishop Ford Expressway, Chuck's Gun Shop is staffed by friendly, skilled professionals who will help guide a first-time shooter and assist you in obtaining a State of Illinois firearm owner's identification card. Chuck offers a full line of new handguns, rifles, shotguns, knives, and accessories. Chuck's also buys, sells, and trades used firearms and has a gunsmith on location that will provide expert care for your favorite firearm. Chuck's features a 6-lane indoor shooting range. Bring your own firearm or rent one from their wide assortment. If you live in Chicago, Chuck's Gun Shop offers the required Chicago Firearms Permit course. Chuck's Gun Shop is open Monday through Saturday and located at 14310 Indiana Avenue in Riverdale. Visit their website, chucksgunshop.net, or call 708-849-4455. That's 708-849-4455. Chuck's Gun Shop, serving Riverdale and surrounding communities. Safer USA, Chicagoland's most popular firearms training school, is offering its home protection and concealed carry seminar every month. This 8-hour seminar covers everything you need to know to safely and legally use a firearm for both concealed carry and home invasion, and qualifies you for both the non-resident Utah concealed carry permit and non-resident Florida concealed carry permit, both recognized in about 30 states. Call and ask how they can help you raise funds for your organization or provide a guest speaker. Safer USA also offers all NRA basic firearms courses, including the NRA Basic Pistol Class, firearm instructor courses, tactical pistol classes, and private one-on-one instruction, including the Chicago Firearm Permit course and a basic home defense course. For more information, call 877-954-3030 or go to saferusa.com. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is theirs. 877-954-3030 or saferusa.com.
What's the secret to a happier, smarter child? Research shows that kids who play musical instruments score higher on tests and do better in school. Hi, I'm Stephen Cox, founder of TakeLessons.com, America's source for music lessons. We started TakeLessons.com to share the gift of music by connecting students of all ages with the absolute best local music teachers and at affordable prices. Finding a teacher is simple and hassle-free. With TakeLessons.com, you select the instrument you're looking to learn and enter your zip code. We'll then connect you with gifted professional music teachers who have already been pre-screened through our rigorous hiring process. Basically, our teachers rock. Whether you're auditioning for American Idol or just want to join your church band, you'll find the perfect teacher on TakeLessons.com. And if you hurry, you'll get a free lesson when you sign up. And we're so sure that you're going to love your lessons that we also offer a 100% money-back guarantee. Visit TakeLessons.com. TakeLessons.com. That's TakeLessons.com.
We now return to On Target on AM 560 WIND. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
And we're back to On Target Radio. Sitting and waiting on the phone for us right now is Don Moran, president of the Illinois State Rifle Association. Don, are you there?
Hi, David.
How you doing tonight?
Good. Wonderful.
We got a quick question for you. We have someone on Facebook, Tyler Hooker on Facebook, said that he's inherited a firearm, and he would like to know what's the grace period when you inherit a firearm before you have to have a FOID card. Isn't it 60 days?
Well, I'm not an attorney, so I wouldn't want to answer that.
I caught him blind. I apologize.
Yeah. What I would suggest is if he has his family estate attorney or someone, he should ask that question of them.
Yeah, I think it's 60 days, but I'm honestly not sure. So, Don, tell us, what's happening with the Illinois State Rifle Association? You might just tell people who are not familiar with the organization, what does the ISRA do?
Well, we do everything. It seems like we're involved in education and training, in litigation, in lobbying. We are a multifaceted organization. We've got tens of thousands of members, although there's approximately 1.4 million FOID card holders in the state of Illinois now. And those of you who are members, your friends and neighbors that have FOID cards, you're paying their freight if you don't get them to be members. We, as you know, were involved in the McDonald versus Chicago case as plaintiffs. That was the case that overturned the Chicago handgun ban. We've been involved in numerous cases throughout the state to protect firearm rights or expand firearm rights as we know them.
And as president, what you're a volunteer position, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so what do you find to be some of the biggest issues with the ISRA and the public in general?
Well, we're involved in a lot of the litigation stuff, the legislative stuff. We have, if someone checks our website, which is www.isra.org, expect to spend a few minutes there to try and figure out all the different things that we're involved in. But the biggest problem for us is the public thinks that we're the National Rifle Association.
Right.
We're not the National Rifle Association. We're a separate corporation. We receive no funding, no direct funding from the NRA. There is, they do grants for some smaller organizations and those sorts of things, and the grants that we would get from them are generally pass-throughs where we would have a small club or a Boy Scout troop or something that wants to do some training. The NRA gives us block grants, which we then grant out to these smaller organizations. So all of the money that we raise to hire lobbyists to work for us in Springfield or to litigate cases, to do the education and training things that we do, the competitive shooting programs that we run, all of that is internal money. None of that comes from the National Rifle Association. It's all things that is contributed by our members and our supporters.
And I think it's important to point out that, and this is in no way trying to say anything negative about the NRA, but the NRA tends to focus on national issues, and they will come, correct me if I'm wrong, but they'll come down to the state level if it's an issue that will have national implication. But on cases within the state of Illinois, basically it's been the ISRA funding it and dealing with it. Is that not correct?
Generally, that's true. Let's list a few of the cases that we've been involved in. We were involved originally in the McDonald versus Chicago case. We have a case called Wilson versus Cook County, which takes Cook County to task for their assault weapon ban that they modified in 2007. That case has been in litigation since 2007. It's been up to the Illinois Supreme Court twice. It's back down in the circuit court now. We're waiting for a schedule for oral arguments. Originally, we carried the ball in that thing forever, and then the NRA did give us some support at the state Supreme Court level by loaning us a fellow named Stephen Holbrook, a nationally renowned attorney that deals in Second Amendment cases. And he helped our in-house attorneys do the oral arguments before the Illinois Supreme Court. And we're receiving a little bit of NRA support on that case now with some funding and that. But generally, there's that case. There was Ezel versus Chicago. That was sort of a carry-on from the McDonald versus Chicago case, where Chicago passed their new firearms ordinance after their handgun ban was struck down, and they required that people in the city have a 5-hour training program, 1 hour of which must be at a shooting range, and then they banned shooting ranges in the city of Chicago. So we sued Chicago to allow shooting ranges in the city. We won that in the federal appeals court, and it was remanded back down to the district court for more arguments to decide exactly how much zoning restrictions and environmental restrictions and those sorts of things that the city can put upon a potential range that wants to open in a city.
And all that is being done by the ISRA. So we really appreciate you coming and talking a little bit. You'll be back next week, will you not? Give us another update?
You betcha. Yeah, we've got a lot of things. If you go to our webpage, there's a link on the left side that says litigation. You can look that stuff up. You can go to legislative and look up where we're at legislatively in the state of Illinois, what bills we support, what bills we oppose.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Don, with the Illinois State Rifle Association. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks, Don.
Bye.
The latest traffic every 15 minutes from the PropertyTax.com Traffic Center.
Good evening. I'm Laura Vaughn, and you're probably aware of how rotten the Tri-State Tollway is in both directions. They've been doing road work there all summer long. Well, tonight there's some overnight road work set up that's causing a delay. It's set up southbound from the River Road to Bensonville Bridge and from Irving Park to Cermak. It's all in the 2 right lanes, and traffic's slow through that zone. You'll need to plan on giving yourself an extra 12 minutes. That's about how long the delay takes. Quiet on our other expressways and tollways. Eden's 19 minutes between Lake Cook and the Junction. Kennedy 20 in and out of downtown from O'Hare. Ike 29 back and forth between Thorndale and the old post office. Stevenson 34 between 355 and Lakeshore Drive. And the Dan Ryan 15 minutes in and out of downtown from 95th Street. Clear tonight, low 45. Frost in the outlying areas. It's 52 degrees. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 WIND.
Attention firearm owners or those considering exercising your Second Amendment rights. I want to tell you about Illinois Gun Works. From void services and new firearm purchases to gunsmith services and an indoor shooting range, Don and his staff will assist you without attitude or pressure. Need training? Illinois Gun Works' popular Illinois Responsible Firearm Owners class teaches you the regulations to legally defend yourself, own, and transport your firearm. There's a required class for a Chicago firearm permit and popular new shooter familiarization class, including one for women. Now, I took this class and urge you to reserve your spot fast for this fun class. Illinois Gun Works offers a wide selection of training and certification classes, from security work to those just considering ownership, even special group classes. Illinois Gun Works, Chicagoland's full-service firearm headquarters, is located on Grand Avenue, just a block west of Harlem in Elmwood Park. Call 708-452-0040 or visit IllinoisGunworks.com. That's 708-452-0040.
Attention all women with a muffin top. Research from the Mayo Clinic proves that people who carry fat in their midsection have a higher risk of health problems, such as heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, and even cancer. If this is you, we have good news, because women who need to lose 30 pounds or more instantly qualify for a free trial of Sensa, a clinically proven way for women to lose weight all over. To experience the most dramatic weight loss results, you must be a female over the age of 25 and need to lose over 30 pounds. Call 1-800-500-5902 now and request your free 30-day trial. In a 6-month clinical study, one of the largest weight loss studies ever conducted, participants lost an average of 30 pounds using Sensa. And if you're a woman, now you can too. Call and instantly qualify for your free trial of Sensa. 1-800-500-5902. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. 1-800-500-5902. That's 1-800-500-5902.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560 WIND with David Lombardo. Here's David with more interesting conversation on firearms, safety, your Second Amendment rights, and much more. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
And we're back with On Target Radio. I'm David Lombardo, your host. Sitting across from me is Tim Dalan, ever faithful Tim Dalan.
I'm here.
You pick on me all the time. You're not faithful. We have a question on Facebook from Steve Landon. Steve wants to know, do I have to spend $4,000 to get into competitive shooting?
No, absolutely not. I just said $4,000 because that's the product that I get from Rich. That's his custom gun to kind of showcase and highlight, at the matches that I shoot. But I would say for about $600 to $800, you can get into the sport. Most people starting out have a Glock, Smith & Wesson, and Springfield XD, a stock gun. All you need is eye and ear protection, a couple of magazine pouches, maybe 4 magazines, a holster. So it's not a lot of money. The biggest expense is the ammunition.
Well, and I was just going to ask. This question. It's like when students used to say to me when I was a professor, I'm thinking of buying an airplane. What is it going to cost? And then my answer always was, buying the airplane is the cheap part,
right.
Okay? Once you get sucked into this thing, it gets expensive. So what are you talking about in terms of ammunition consumption?
Well, it depends on the shooter. This is why, we really promote dry fire, because the better gun handler you are, and if you practice dry firing, when you go to the match, everything comes, much, much easier. So I would say the average person getting into the sport, if they are able to go to the range and shoot in a booth, because not everybody can use a holster at the range, if they go and shoot 200 rounds a week, that would be a lot, probably. So 800 rounds and then another 150 to 175 for a match per month.
At the high end.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so depending on what you shoot, though.
That's when people start thinking about reloading.
Yeah, mm-hmm. and Tim is our big reloader here. I'm one of these sort of guys where I just sort of try to do it, and I've already had 2 squib loads, so I'm not exactly a pro on it. But Tim is our psycho. I knew Tim literally for a month before I found out he had a face. All I ever saw was his butt sticking up on the air in every range that I went to. He's down there collecting brass.
The brass monkey.
Yeah,
somebody has to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. Exactly right.
Recycling at its best.
Now,
yes.
I told Bill that I was going to work this in very subtly, very very subtly. He wants to talk about a cold range. So this is the subtle work in. Bill, what did you want to say about a cold range?
Well, speaking as a match director, when people come to the action pistol competition matches for the first time, there are some protocols, and one that is unfamiliar is the cold range. That means that anywhere in the range area, the guns are always unloaded, and they are never handled at all except at 2 specific places: the safe area, where ammunition may not be present, and on the firing line at the specific instruction of the range officer, and the magic words are "make ready" in our sports. Basically, the gun must not come out of the holster or case anywhere else. Everywhere else but Illinois, if you arrive armed, there is an unloading area as well.
Touchy subject, but out of curiosity, are there negligent discharges? Does it happen?
I have seen. I see on the average. I officiate a lot of matches and run a lot of matches. I see on the average about 3 a year.
So that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, people don't. They get sprained ankles and cuts in action pistol competition. There's no gunshot wound stuff, and the rounds that do go off unintentionally, nearly all of them go into the ground. or some other safe direction. So.
One of the things that we want to talk about, we'll start now, but we'll carry a little over into the last segment. Eric, tell us what is a zombie shoot. You got about a minute here.
So zombie shoot is an event where we have rifle, pistol, shotgun stages, and all of the targets simulate zombies, whether they're moving, flying, stationary, far away, close up. But the idea is we've got an oncoming zombie horde, and you've got to put them down before they get you. And out at Aurora Sportsman Club this year, we've got an 11-stage match planned on September 29th. We're running from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you go to our website, www.thezombieshoot.com, you can go out there and see kind of all the stages and all the FAQs on what to bring and how many rounds and will there be food and all that good stuff. But it's a really a big deal event. We've got had about 250 shooters at it last year. Right now, we're kind of leading up in that last week, and registration is $100, but you shoot all day for $100. All you want. So if you want to shoot the same stage over 5, 6, 7 times, keep trying to improve your time and your score, that's all covered. No more tickets, no more kind of one-at-a-time stuff. So we're really hoping that encourages more shooters to come out and spend the day.
And you already have...
We've got about 150 right now.
Last year, I think we had something like that.
Yeah. I think last year it was 160, and I heard the year before that it was a little bit more. But we're new, so we're kind of trying to reinvent the event and make it really a family-friendly event. So bring your wife, bring your kids. They can watch. We'll have spectator areas. Make sure you bring your eyes and ears, even if you're not going to shoot. So there'll be food and kind of try to create an event that's fun for everybody.
And there's also a beginner area, right?
There is. There's a specific stage where you can go, get some instruction if you need that, kind of, again, a little introduction to the shooting sports. The other really cool thing we've got this year is Kane County SWAT team is going to come out. They're going to bring an armored vehicle. You're going to be able to shoot out of an armored vehicle on one of the stages.
So you'll blast the snot out of zombies from an armored vehicle.
That's right, and you don't have to, yeah.
And see, you guys are shooting cardboard. We're shooting zombies. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes to wrap up the show.
Chuck's Gun Shop proudly serves Riverdale and the surrounding communities. Conveniently located near the 142nd Street exit of the Bishop Ford Expressway, Chuck's Gun Shop is staffed by friendly, skilled professionals who will help guide a first-time shooter and assist you in obtaining a State of Illinois firearm owner's identification card. Chuck offers a full line of new handguns, rifles, shotguns, knives, and accessories. Chuck's also buys, sells, and trades used firearms and has a gunsmith on location that will provide expert care for your favorite firearm. Chuck's features a 6-lane indoor shooting range. Bring your own firearm or rent one from their wide assortment. If you live in Chicago, Chuck's Gun Shop offers the required Chicago Firearms Permit course. Chuck's Gun Shop is open Monday through Saturday and located at 14310 Indiana Avenue in Riverdale. Visit their website, chucksgunshop.net, or call 708-849-4455. That's 708-849-4455. Chuck's Gun Shop, serving Riverdale and surrounding communities.
Listen up, ladies. Right now, Bare Minerals by Bare Essentials is inviting you to participate in a special nationwide giveaway of the mineral makeup everyone's talking about. That's right, we're letting everyone who calls try America's #1 mineral makeup risk-free. Just call 1-800-440-2269 to find out how. This is an exclusive radio-only offer you don't want to miss. You've probably heard about Bare Minerals Foundation. It was quoted in Glamour magazine as a magic eraser. Allure magazine, InStyle, and Elle magazines, and leaders in beauty continue to rave about how Bare Minerals Foundation is naturally radiant and good for your skin. Now you can participate in our nationwide giveaway and see for yourself. Bare Minerals. Makeup so pure you can sleep in it. Experience the foundation that started the makeup revolution. Participate in this special opportunity to try Bare Minerals Foundation risk-free. And we'll also send you a free gift set. Just call 1-800-440-2269 now. Hurry, you don't want to miss this exclusive radio offer. 1-800-440-2269.
You're listening to On Target on AM 560 WIND with David Lombardo. Here's David with more interesting conversation on firearms, safety, your Second Amendment rights, and much more. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
And we're back with On Target Radio, and our guests this evening are T.D. Rowe, Bill Zeller, and Eric Callis. This is our last segment. We need to wrap things up a little bit here. Any last, final, brilliant, pithy thoughts, T.D., on how to get particularly more women into the shooting sports?
I would say just come out and try it. See a lot of, I would say, just come out and try it. We do see a lot of women in our intro classes, and they are very excited because they come in not knowing, is this the right thing for me? Am I gonna like it? Well, they end loving it. Okay, so the idea is to come back with your girlfriends, with your family, take another class. Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated by it. The more knowledge, the more powerful you are, right? And then just go out and do it. Everybody has a first step. Women think, oh, guys know so much more than we do. But every man is the same. When they come to the intro class, they don't have any information before then. So they're going to apply the skill. And personally, I'm looking for more women to get into action pistol. So if any women out there would like to take a class, take our class or another class. And if you ever see me on the range, don't hesitate to ask questions. And I'd be happy to mentor women.
And that's a worthy cause. We really do need to do that. We also need to get some people of color into the shooting sports. There aren't a lot, and that's something that I have for years really kind of tried to do, is to just draw some other people in. Mm-hmm. I should also say that we would like you to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, free of charge. Comes out on Friday. If you go to the Safer USA website, you can do that, right, Tim?
Or straight from our Facebook page. On the front of our Facebook page. Sorry, I was on a different screen.
There you go. That's keeping up with the program, Tim. Thank you very much. We have a short segment here, and you're out fumbling the ball. It is an industry newsletter, and we just keep you up with what's going on in the industry. So you want to do that On Target newsletter. Like us on Facebook.
Join my list. Click on Join My List on our Facebook page.
Click on Join My List. There you go. A pithy final thought?
Come on out. See what Action Pistol looks like on any given Saturday or Sunday. The internet is your friend. Club matches are easily accessible. They run $10 to $25 for the match fee. You'll expend 80 to 120 rounds and have the most fun you could ever imagine having with a gun.
There's something cool about converting powder into smoke. It's just hard to explain to people who have never done it before. But, something you said is really true, TD, and that is, and particularly for women. Women come into a training situation initially with a lot of apprehension, typically, and then you see the light go on after they take those first few shots.
Well, I can tell you just from my experience, it's mechanical, some of it, okay, because you don't understand what's happening internally with a firearm. And when you learn what's happening and how to, control it and how to see if a firearm is loaded and how to shoot it properly, then it takes away the fear.
And it becomes fun. And the cool thing about shooting is it's instant gratification. Mm-hmm. That's the coolest thing of everything.
Exactly what you're doing.
Eric, plug the Zombie Shoot one more time.
www.thezombieshoot.com. It's to be a great event, but I do want to kind of do one little leap off. We've been talking a lot about Action Pistol here. We also host an action rifle event at Aurora Sportsman Club called Practical Rifle. It's the third Saturday of every month, and a lot of these same concepts that you hear about with pistols, we take that, apply it to magazine-fed semi-automatic rifles. It's $20 for the general public. Come on out. We get started up about 8 a.m., and we go from there. But Zombie Shoot, really great event. Come on out. Bring your family. It'll be a good time.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank our guest, T.D. Rowe. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Bill Zeller, Eric Callis, thank you. Thanks to Vicki Cohen and Robin Zeeland on the call screeners. George is on the board. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Illinois Gun Works, Chuck's Gun Shop, Illinois State Rifle Association, 31 Moons, and, of course, Safer USA. Next week, gun stores and shooting ranges coming up. Until then, be sure to friend us on Target Radio on Facebook. From Tim and I, thank you for listening.
Good night.
If you want to work until you drop, reduce your standard of living in retirement, or lose more of your hard-earned money in the stock market, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to generate a steady, predictable income, I'm talking real wealth and financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. A free report is